All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shemal Shabbat, Shemakah Kodash, double honor to the apostle and others, great millstone, Shalom to Allah. I came out to push the word of sincerity and truth. Yeah, you see the title of the lesson going into basically America's the new damn Grand Theft Auto, man. You know, a lot of brothers that was youthful coming up, and a lot of people that's familiar now knows that's in the gaming world are familiar with this video game Grand Theft Auto. You know, when I was younger, I used to play the Grand Theft Auto original games and things. I don't play it now, but I don't know what the hell one day on. But um, when you would play GTA, Grand Theft Auto, you would see the level of debauchery you could get into. You know, carjackings, theft. You could go to chop shops. You could actually get head and stuff, have sex with women in cars. The original ones, I don't know if they do the same thing now. More than likely, they keep it on. It's real rock star. It was rock star production. You know, you have a lot of different class guns and weapons. And you could just run around and excite violence to the liking of yourself. Your stars will stack up, and the next thing you know, you're on high speed chases. You got to change character or whatnot, do certain things, and you can actually get off from the authorities, you know. And that's one of the most popular games of all time. That's one of them that made, some of the most amount of revenue. And I know that still stands, when I was big on gaming and stuff like that, Grand Theft Auto is one of the most popular video games of all time, and lo and behold, the country that just actually stepping on is becoming a reality. Grand Theft Auto, man. Drugs has our well, it's not becoming. It is a Grand Theft Auto. You know, your politicians and leaders are doing. Even this whole voting election, everybody's speaking about how it's fraudulent activity. A lot of deceased individuals actually were, cast ballots. You have that. You have which I have this article queued up, which goes into how these different hard drugs in Oregon, decriminalized. And Oregon is going to be the first of many states that's going to decriminalize these extremely hardcore drugs that people are going to be familiar with. You're going to have these different drug dealers, going to, which I heard about that back in the day. You would have drug dealers that would go to playgrounds, and pass out crack to children, getting children heavily addicted to crack or cocaine and heroin. Now, of course, you need these different, like, for instance, crack cocaine, you would need I guess, a pipe, and a lighter. But, I heard stories of individuals that would actually go to these different areas and basically pass it around like damn candy to children, in hopes that these children will get heavily addicted. So in latter times, they'll have, dedicated customers, you know. So this place is, it's wicked as hell, the and Esau creates and crafts the system deliberately so that he could profit off of it. Why the hell are these people decriminalizing these hardcore drugs, which is what desensitizing the use of methamphetamine, desensitizing the use of heroin, opioids, so on and so forth. We're already in the midst of an opioid epidemic. Here it is. They basically have a lawsuit, and they're suing I think the creators of Oxycontin, and they blame them partially or mainly for the reason of this opioid crisis, which they're just gonna have to pay a small percentage of the billions of dollars that they actually made, in this different lawsuit. But how are they actually, suing individuals, and they're actually speaking about the war on drugs and the war on terrorism? That's how you know Esau's full of shit, because it was years where Esau push this war on drugs, war on this, war on that. And you could actually, during the three strikes law, get caught with crack cocaine, get caught with heroin, methamphetamine, opioids, Oxycontin, these different hardcore drugs, whether it was intent to distribute or actually use. And you could actually get thrown away for the rest of your life during the time of the three strikes law. And you have the president Joe Biden that actually was an advocate of a lot of this, pinning down the these different blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans when it comes to these different drugs. But now people have the freedom to sniff, inject, put stuff under the tongue, or whatever way to actually get hallucinated or get your rocks off, so to speak, from excessive drugs use. You have the freedom in America to do so. That's why this place has to burn through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Like I said, this is full scale GTA. Drugs is just one part of it. Now you got a damn dog that's a mayor. And I did a lesson on that, and there was a couple of dogs that actually was the mayor. That dog wasn't the first mayor to actually become mayor in the United States. America is the valley of the shadow of death. You got bestiality is basically legal. It's not deemed illegal in certain places. You got transgenders, men that can actually chop their whole rod off and identify themselves as females, and actually go in the female bathroom, put on panties. Scripture speak about even dressing like that, which is pertaining to a man. It's forbidden for a man to even think about dressing like a woman, let alone changing his whole sexual gender, which is impossible literally to do. But these men, chop their stuff off, and these women extend penis. That doesn't mean they're actually men or women. You can't change your sex, or you can't change your gender. Even if you attach an artificial rod or these different extremities upon your body, you're just a freak show. But America doesn't teach you that. They make you. They'll force feed the acceptance in this damn city of confusion. But I just want to jump into it. It says on November 3rd, 2020, history is made in America. War on drugs. Drugs won. Oregon moved to decriminalize all drugs, even hard ones like meth and heroin, as 5 other states moved to legalize cannabis in some form. Fast forward to this week, and a top leader in the U.S. House of Representatives announced that Congress will be holding a historic vote to end federal cannabis prohibition once and for all. Right, and a lot of these different jakes that was locked up for basically getting high, that for lack of a better term, are they going to do away with their federal sentencing? Whether they was actually distributing marijuana, because now Esau is the big drug dealer, man. Now Esau basically has his hands in these different departments, these different edible shops, where they'll actually sell you edibles, or weed shops in California and all over these different states and countries. They'll sell you the works, so to speak, as well as pharmaceuticals. They will sell you heroin. They will sell you cocaine. They will sell you these different drugs laced in pill form for you to take, and that's why a lot of these different drugs, people are heavily addicted to it, because it's basically literally drugs. And this is, like I said, this is Grand Theft Auto times 10, man. When you have the leaders being the fucking main characters of the the video games. Talking about, they had was one guy, I think his name was Nico Bellic. It was a couple of other ones. They had the Black Jake. I think he was a gangbanger, and the old gangs back in the day. I forget the names, but like I said, when dealing with the main character, because we of course in the spirit are the main characters of the storyline, but Esau running shit, being at the top of the top, he holds the power to go left or right, to make decisions, to pass policy. And that's why it says in Daniel, and through his policy, he shall make craft to prosper. All right, that's what? Witchcraft. This is the city of witchcraft, man. Now a lot of people are going to be taking more drugs. And what they're speaking about now, making prostitution legal. So it's going to be a lot more women that's actually going to turn to prostitution, as a means of making money rather than actually working a legit 9 to 5, so on and so forth. This is, like I said, this is just a hairball of confusion, and it's going to wax worse and worse. Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion, which con is with, fusing goes into fusing or mixing, to basically to mix together, mixing of the people. I just seen somewhere they was talking about, I think it was one of these TV shows. They basically got to cut down their white presence to 50%. So it has to be basically minorities basically in the midst, so that what people can, see that the nations are mixing. You got whites with blacks. You got a black woman that's a vice president. This is the city of confusion, and this is totally opposite of how a kingdom is supposed to be ran. The Lord divided the nations. The Lord wanted the nation of Edom to live with the nation of Edom. He wanted the nation of Moab to live with the nation of Moab, so on and so forth. And that's why this place is being broken down. Prime example, Genesis the 11th chapter, where you speaks about the Tower of Babel. If I'm not mistaken, Genesis 11 and Genesis 10. When those different people came together, what did the Lord do? The Lord terrorized it and tore it down and confounded the languages, because he didn't want the people to be mixed together. All right. And the Lord is going to come down again. Even Dick Gregory said if the Lord basically destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, then he owes America an apology. But the Lord is going to destroy America via fire. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Right. And like I said, this is the end, man. Matter of fact, I want to get that in Isaiah 50. If I'm not mistaken. And if anybody believes otherwise, they're out their damn mind, man. Jeremiah 51, Salakia. You out your damn mind. This place is, you got and watch, there's gonna be more crazier laws to come to pass, man. You think these laws are bad, you see these different laws and you be like, what? Then you be shaking your head. You like, man, yo, who the fuck excuse my friend, but who the hell is creating these crazy ass laws? Then you'll think, all right, that tops it off. And lo and behold, it's some more madness to come. Next thing you know, fucking it's gonna be legal for homeless people to find houses to live in. Making a statement, but just crazy, wild, preposterous madness, man. This place is full of confusion, and the Lord is doing that deliberately so that we can stay uncomfortable here, man. This place is so uncomfortable to live in. This is not our rest, Name a Jake that actually gets a good night's sleep in prison. They don't. And the Lord does not want us to actually get a good night's sleep here. The Lord doesn't want us to rest, kick back, actually feel good. He wants us to feel like we want to get the fuck out of here. A constant reminder that we're in prison, so that what the scripture says, that the captive exile hasteth that he may be loose for the prison, and that he should not die in the pit, which the pit goes into the system. Jeremiah 51 and 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Right. Because what wickedness has reached to the heaven. The wickedness of America exceeds ancient Rome, ancient Greece, ancient Babylon, all these different neighboring kingdoms that actually worship idols, broke all the law, statutes, and commandments, and just fulfilled the lusts of the flesh. America has amplified these different nations basically times 100, and that's why America has to be rewarded. What does it say? Double. It has to, basically reap that fold on top of the bloodshed that was shed against the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So this place is full of carjacking and robbery and extortion and fraud from the government. The scriptures speak about the ones that was defrauded of their neighbor. Cry unto the Lord, and it's in the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, which is the Lord of armies. The Lord is going to come to bring army upon this wicked, vile kingdom and deliver and sanctify the elect. Everybody else is going to burn here because they were designed to be in this place unto the end. 2/3, man. So, this was just a fairly short lesson. Hopefully, you brothers are edified. On anybody giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostle and others, great millstone. Shalom, my king.